Yeah, so the sessions for me, I think, have been the kick up the backside I needed, that empowerment to actually, come on, Carrie, stop thinking about it, stop procrastinating. You can make 1,000,001 excuses why you're not sat down writing that book. But there is also 1,000,001 reasons you need to sit down and write that book, So the sessions definitely for me have given me the empowerment to do it. And they've helping me 100% to move beyond that imposter syndrome and that, oh, why me? Why should I write a book? And what on earth? Who's going to want to read this? Kind of thing. So, and it's really interesting, isn't it? Because I always come away from the sessions and reflect not on my own experiences, but also on the others in the group. Reflect on those, because I think we learn so much from each other's experiences, even though they may be different to ours. There's always that same current underneath everything, isn't it? And it's always that self-worth thing, isn't it? The self-worth is massive, isn't it? And so many of us on this awakening path, we have huge issues with self-worth. It's just a mountain to climb, literally. So listening and hearing the others is empowering me as well. And even though I think we've all got very different visions for our books, they all feel like they have a very different energy. Hearing their vision kind of activates something in me. It's so hard to put into words, isn't it? Because it is frequency and vibration, isn't it? So to put it into human words is so difficult, isn't it? But like to articulate it, but I've definitely found them empowering, it's given me that push and momentum. Yeah. So I liked it today. Not that it wasn't at all an issue, because it really wasn't, but I liked it today that you asked, called in and asked for the energy to be cleared. And that's just because that's the way I work. It's just, it's familiar, opening up that sacred space and understanding it doesn't matter who we are on our journey. We all can unconsciously have energy within us or around us, that can interfere, and claiming that space and opening up that sacred space. Just for me personally, because I've always worked that way, probably because I was taught well from Maria Kafkios. A lot of her work is to do with energy clearing. So that was lovely today. But I love the container. I love what worked well for me is that when you've guided us through that process at the beginning, it's always enabled me to really embody that higher self and to allow that voice to come through. And I think that's very important, because we can be in our head sometimes, and especially when we come in a group situation, we can start going into our head, because we can start with things like, oh, what are people going to think, what I say, what I share. We can start all of those stories, can't we, when we're in a group? And it's all from school, isn't it? It's all from childhood and from school, and so that really sets the scene for the rest of the session, and I think it brings us all out of our heads and into our hearts, and I think that's important. I think that's very important, because that's the problem, isn't it? It's this that's the problem. If we perceive it as a problem, that is. Or we could see it as just a challenge to overcome, can't we?
Yeah.
It's all perception, isn't it? So I've really enjoyed the journey. It's been powerful for me, and empowering for me.